Liverpool beat Manchester United 3-0 in match week 3 of this Premier League season, which leaves Manchester United at 1-2 and in 14th place, which means they're closer to the relegation battle than they are to the top 4. I think it's pretty close to time that we start talking about Ten Hag. Should he lose his job? Should he get the sack? I know it's early, and I know they're probably not going to do it right now, but if the results don't go their way in the next few matches, I think it's a real possibility that Ten Hag is out of a job less than halfway into the Premier League season. Just a week and a half ago, I made a video talking about why he should not get sacked. However, results are the only thing that matters. I said that he should not get sacked because they were finally starting to play a more attacking style of football, a more entertaining style of football, and I think they tried to do that in this Liverpool match. However, their sixes, Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo, failed them. And because of that, they ended up losing 3-0. And like I said, Erik ten Hag's job is on the line. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go into the tactics board, tactics corner, the new addition to the Next Goal Wins studio, Next Goal Wins podcast studio office. I'm going to explain it in the tactics board for all the visual learners, and then we can come back here and recap. So this is one thing that I actually like about Manchester United this year. They're starting to push numbers forward. They're not as defensive as they were last year, and I think it's because Erik ten Hag knows that he needs to play a more attacking/entertaining style of football. So 2 center backs build out the play. They're essentially playing in a 4-2-4. The reason why it's interesting is because Bruno Fernandes, instead of playing there, he's actually pushing up on one of the center backs, which allows them to play with 4 versus 4 in the attacking half. So basically, anytime Manchester United is able to bypass this press in here and get the ball either to one of the forwards or one of the wingers, they're actually in a very dangerous position. This actually happened in the first few minutes. They had a good opportunity when they managed to find the outlets out wide, and then they were able to go 2 versus 1 out here. Manchester United almost scored within the first few minutes of the game. However, here's where it broke down for them. Is anytime they got it into their 6, Casemiro having an absolute nightmare, Kobbie Mainoo in the second half, Liverpool doing a really good job of pressing tight in these areas, knowing that if they don't press, the ball's going to go out wide, and then they're going to get their press broken. Liverpool doing a really good job here. Once they dispossess and Liverpool's in the transition, these players are out of the picture, and you have a situation similar to that. You'll see it specifically in the third goal. It was a 4 versus 2, and there's no chance that Liverpool missed. What I like about Liverpool that I thought they did a really good job of is Liverpool knew that Bruno Fernandes was going to push up higher up the field next to Zirkzee. So the 2 center backs understood that they were going to go 1 for 1. And even though they were going to go 4 for 4 at the back, as long as they marked these guys tight, anytime the ball got played into one of the center forwards' feet, they ended up having to come all the way back here, and by the time they got the ball, they weren't able to turn. The only thing they could do is go backwards. The other center back picked up the other center forward, and they were okay at the back. The reason why it presents a problem for a lot of teams is because oftentimes, if you play with a false 9 like this, someone who comes in and gets the ball into these half spaces, the 6 and the 2 center backs aren't sure who's going to pick him up. And when you're not sure who's going to pick him up, the center midfielders are able to pick them out. And once they have a little bit of space, it becomes very dangerous in the back for the other teams. But Liverpool, fantastic job knowing Van Dijk was going to pick up Bruno Fernandes or Zirkzee, and Konate is going to pick up the other one, leaving the 3 midfielders in there to have more numbers than Manchester United in the middle, which allowed them to eventually regain possession of the ball and win the match. So what I would have liked Manchester United to do a little bit more often is just be a little bit more clinical technically, to be able to get the ball to either Casemiro or Mainoo and immediately find the outlets, which were going to be the fullbacks, because obviously Liverpool's front line there would have been beaten, and then you could have had so many 2 versus 1 situations out here. Unfortunately, Manchester United was not able to capitalize on that, and Liverpool, fantastic job in their defensive setup on the presses. So I want to show you guys the goals, so I can illustrate the points that I was making on the tactics board. Sorry for the filter. It's because copyright reasons, obviously. But Manchester United trying to build through their 6s, trying to find the forwards. Again, good pressure from the center backs. Ball gets back to Casemiro, who one touches it to absolutely nobody. And when Liverpool have more numbers than you in the transition, there's probably a 99% chance that they're going to score. Now, like I said, I want to give them credit because I think in the second goal, they actually had a lot more to do. It wasn't that easy. Manchester United, Casemiro gets dispossessed Unfortunately, a really bad game for Casemiro. Liverpool still get the ball with Manchester United defending pretty well until Mo Salah picks out Luis Diaz with the outside of his boot, and Luis Diaz with a fantastic finish to make it 2-0. Third goal, Kobbie Mainoo in the second half gets dispossessed similar to Casemiro in the first half. And look at this, Liverpool 4 versus 2. You know that they're not going to miss from there, especially Salah on his left foot. Simple finish for Salah, although I think it was actually quite complicated, the fact that he had to open up his body on his left foot and hit the near post to finish it. I want to give Liverpool more credit because each goal that they scored was actually really good quality in terms of technical ability and their passing accuracy. All of the finishes were difficult. Not a single one of them was easy. However, the decision-making in the transition is so good from Liverpool that you're almost always guaranteed a goal on the counterattack. But that's what you're going to get when you're playing against a team that's in contention to possibly win the Premier League this season. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of the match. And also, is Erik ten Hag on the verge of losing his job? Let me know.